Hey guys, Mickey Action here, and we're back to continue on with more Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Last set we did the first examination of the entire exam arc, which is pretty fun. Got to meet some of our cool characters, and now we're going into the second exam, which could be, no, I think they did say we have 3. That does sound familiar, so I think we have 3. Either we do both in this set, or we conclude the next one. Either way, I'm expecting a reunion between Frieren and Siri at some point in this, before the season does come to an end. And it should be fun, This time around, we have Sense, who is the one of the first-class mages, apparently having the reputation of never having a single recruit ever pass her own exams, which is very interesting. So we're going to see how that bodes this time, of course. We have some pretty OP powerhouses on our teams, Frieren, Fern, obviously, the main ones. Bland, who I'm interested to see more of if we do get more of him in this, in this arc. Bell, goes without saying. And the others, Denken, very cool stuff. He's a cool dude, I like him. As for everyone else, 50-50, maybe not 50-50, more like, 90-10, something like that at the odds right there, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, obviously. Hope you guys are as well. Let's just get into it. I'm very much looking forward to this indeed. So guys, episode 23 of Frieren will commence in 3, 2, 1, and play.
第一次試験合格者18名。まずは合格おめでとう。私が担当する試験に関しては、これまでの結果から実に様々な憶測が飛び交っていると。
We didn't meet all these guys, but I love that stash.
君たちの中にも噂を耳にした者はいるだろう。だが身構える必要はない。試験は至ってシンプル。一級魔法使いを目指す者ならば難なく切り抜けられるものだ。
I love how just Bell's in the back.
第二次試験の詳細を説明する。
See, now this is a lolly. This is an actual lolly. I don't get what people call Frieren a lolly. She does not look like one at all. Simple and easy, probably by her own standards. Because perception and perspective are big things that people seem to forget about a lot of the time. But like I said, of the people we know, we probably have 5 candidates that maybe could pass, And if not, I'd be very surprised to see and very interested how they lose, right? Because Bell, she lost last time because she straight up fucking killed one of the examiners, which was funny. Frieren and Fern go without saying. Again, Denken, not quite sure. Oh yeah, I forgot about Richer. Again, we'll see. Oh my god, how did I forget about this boy as well? Oh my god. I don't know. We'll just see. We will see. That is a great ending shot as well. Oh my god, a labyrinth. Conquering the labyrinth.
第二次試験はダンジョン攻略だ。君たちには霊落の応募の攻略を行ってもらう。合格条件はただ一つ。霊落の応募の最新部。
So this is more like classic ass fantasy setting right here.
私は平和主義者でね。
Dungeon.
争いは好まない。よってたどり着いた者は全員合格とする。
待て。ここは多くの冒険者が帰らぬものになった未踏破のダンジョンだ。また合格者を出さないつもりか？
何を言っている？君たちが目指しているのは魔法使いの最高峰だ。不可能を可能にするのが一級魔法使い。
Fair enough.
未踏破だろうが前人未到だろうがねじ伏せて突き進むんだ。
最深部にたどり着いたということをどう証明すればよいのですか。金銀財宝でも持ち帰ればいいのかしら。
証明の必要はない。
I just know.
私も共に最深部まで潜る。
Oh.
無論受験者に手は貸さんがな。それと全員にこの瓶を渡しておこう。
I like that. So she's doing the journey with
開
them.
発した脱出用ゴーレムだ。
That's pretty cool.
瓶を割ればゴーレムが現れ、ダンジョンの外まで運び出してくれる。 試作段階だが安全性は十分だ。使用者は不合格となるが、負傷などで試験継続不可能と判断したら迷わず使うんだ。将来有望な人材が死ぬのは許容できん。
Huh.
それと明日の
Okay, well,
夜明け
since
に
it's
は
a lot more
自動で瓶が割れるように
nuanced than
な
I
って
was
いる。
expecting.
それが第二次試験の期限となる。
Wait, go back.
それと明日の夜明けには
Okay, at
自動
dawn.
で瓶が割れるようになっている。
Damn. So,
それが
9
第二次
possible
試験の期
dungeon
限となる。
and the time limit. Love it.
それでは試験開始だ。
And you partying up? I love how Yubel's just clinging to him so much because she wants that fucking... she wants that duplicate ability. Again, I'm both jealous and very scared for
入り
him.
口が複数あるな。
統一王朝期のダンジョンのようだな。この時代のダンジョンは入り口が複数あるが、どれも最深部に通じている。それぞれの入り口を調べれば、ある程度の内部構造がわかるだろう。全員で手分けをして。
なぜ協力する流れになっているんだ。
Wow. Because all of you have kind of split up.
今回の試験には争う要素がない。全員で協力した方がいい。
それは無理だな。
Yeah, you've all got your own groups and
第
priorities
一
and
次試
whatnot.
験とは違って合格条件に仲間の生存がない。徒党を組んだところで仲間を助ける義理はないし、いざという時は捨て石にされるリスクまである。
So you learn nothing of teamwork from the first
特
test.
にあんたはダンジョンに詳しいようだしな。俺は一人で行く。
There's also nothing stopping people
ま
from
あ
just being
第
clingy.
一次試験のしがらみも
Just
ある。
going with people
少
regardless
な
if
く
they
とも
want
よく
it.
知らねえやつとは組めねえよな。行くぞ。
Cool.
ちょっと待ってよ。
バカが。協力することの優位性に気づけんとは。
行くよフェルン。
You might have a
いいん
4-person
ですか
party here.
フリーレン様。
協力はダメだね。もう成立しないよ。
Yeah, but you still got some potatoes with you.
では私は君たちについていこう。
Huh.
君たちが一番安全に最深部にたどり着けそうだ。
Okay.
邪魔しないでよね。
しないよ。邪魔も手助けも。
Alright, I guess they won't be working with Lani and the other one, Laween.
ここが一番安全なルートだよ。マッピングしながら慎重に進もうか。
Yeah, I'm assuming they put the golem things in their inventory. Or wherever they put their staffs.
そこの床。罠だから気をつけて。
What the hell?
相変わらずダンジョンに詳しいですね。
前はそうでもなかったんだけれどもね。ヒンメルがダンジョン好きだったから。魔物の討伐以来でたくさんのダンジョンに潜ったんだよ。
Find treasure. OP
ダン
loot.
ジョンが好きってどういうことですか？
言葉通りの意味だよ。ワクワクするんだってさ。
He was an adventurer. And dungeons are all about the unknown. You explore them. Of course he loved them.
次の階層に続く階段だな。
そうか。
こっちのルートは外れだな。さっきの分かれ道まで戻るぞ。
そうですね。
なぜだ。俺たちの目的は最深部にいる魔物だ。
いつになったら学ぶんだ、アイゼン。ダンジョンは一つの階層を全て踏破してから次に進むものだ。冒険者の常識だぞ。
Sure.
そんな常識はないぞ。
バカみたいだって思っているだろう。楽しんで人助けができるのならそれが一番じゃないか。
いつまでもこうはいかないよ。
Factor, I
旅が
guess.
進めば命がけのダンジョンも増えてくる。
そうだそうだ。
最後まで楽しみよ。楽しく冒険してダンジョンに潜って魔物を倒して宝を探して、気がついたら世界を救っていたような、そんな旅がしたいんだ。それに分かれ道の先にあるのは珍しい魔導書かもしれないしな。
何やってるの、早く戻るよ。
Oh, she's
本当に
a little too easy to manipulate, honestly.
カンネ、行こうぜ。
結局残ったのは5人か。
全員で協力して役割分担をすれば攻略の可能性は十分にあった。それだけの実力者が揃っていたはずだったのだがな。
電剣、みんながあんたほど割り切れるわけじゃない。第一次試験の最後にあんたも言っていただろう。気に食わなかったんだろうさ。より賢い連中が残った。そう思えばいい。少なくともこの中にミミックのような単純な罠にかかって足を引っ張るバカはいない。
Oh my
それ
god.
でいいだろうで。
You know how good an example that is,
そん
man.
なバカがこの試験にいるもん。
There's gonna be at least one mimic in this dungeon.
行くぞ。
Can't just say the magic word and not pay off. Yes!
この魔力、魔導書かも。
It's a
フ
mimic.
リーレン様、ミークハイトの判別結果は見ましたよね。ミミックです。
It's a mimic.
フェルン、その魔法の精度は 99% だよ。
それがどうかしたのですか？
残りの 1% を見破った偉大な魔法使いたちがいたからこそ
Name
歴史
them.
的な発見があったんだ。やっぱりそうだ。
It's a mimic.
この中身は貴重な魔導書だよ。
It's a mimic.
私の魔法使いとしての経験がそう告げている。
It's a mimic. It's a mimic. Okay. Oh wow. We've never seen her this expressive before. What the hell? Dude, we've never seen that from Frieren. Yeah, Sense is like the
ついていく
fuck.
人たち、間違えたかな。
Okay. Well, we know her ultimate weakness now. Dude, if the Demon King just had one mimic in his castle, that would have been GG. The whole journey would have just flopped on its head if he just had one mimic in that fucking castle. But it's such a stupid trap, you'd never expect anyone to fall for it. And apparently, Frieren is scared of dark and moist places. Very interesting.
中心の床は踏むなよ。天井が落ちてくるぞ。
まさかそこの人型のシミって。
えげつないな。骨も残らないのか。
Yeah, the rock man against the gargoyle is pretty fun. Oh, sweet. I don't think we've ever seen offensive spells used through the block before. And dead. Oof, sorry.
電源一人閉じ込められた。
分かっている。
壁の向こうだ。
下がっていろ。
Ooh!
やはりダメ。
Oh, shit.
やむをえん。瓶を割れ。
Yeah, you're out. You may have lost, but you did win at life, so...
もう一人脱落か。少しの油断が命取りになるな。
Pretty great golems, though,
これ
damn.
が霊落の応募か。
They still haven't got her out! Oh my god, just take the fucking mimic with you.
ねえフェルン、
Those are some nice arse shots, though, I will admit.
一旦引っ張るのやめよう。ちぎれちゃうから。
はい。
こういう時はね、逆に押し込むんだよ。
Wow.
ミミックがおえってなって噛むのやめるから。
犬か何かなんですか。
Wow.
助かった。
There you go.
まったく。一人の時はどう処理していたんですか。
攻撃魔法で内側から爆破していた。
You couldn't have done that now?
でも髪の毛がチリチリになっちゃうから嫌なんだよね。
Wow.
ただいま。
Oh my god, yes!
時々髪型変わって
Yes, the drill tails, let's go!
なんで。
じゃあ気を取り直して攻略を進めるよ。
That was beautiful. Oh my god. Let's go, drill tail fern. Fern, Frieren.
ガーゴイルだ。動き出す前に倒すよ。
このメダルいろんな場所で見かけますね。
どっかの小塚が集めてるらしいよ。こっちは正規のルートっぽいから引き返すよ。
なんで。
We haven't explored it all yet. Nice.
思ったよりも順調ですね。
確かに二等派のダンジョンにしてはおかしいね。構造的にもう最深部は近いはずだし、どちらにせよ油断は禁物だね。次の現実を見つけたら一旦休憩にしようか。
That's a nice bit of loot.
結構いいもの手に入ったね。
ガラクタにしか見えませんが。
Really? Oh, that looks like junk.
わからんな。ですよね。あんなもので喜べだなんて。
She's a
こう
collector.
ずりしてる。私がわからないのは君だよ、フェルン。その若さで君ほど優秀な魔法使いは見たことがない。相当な修練を積んだはずだ。なのに君からは情熱も執念も感じない。不思議な子だ。私はとある人に恩を返すために一人前の魔法使いになりました。それは当時の私の人生の目標で、
Yeah.
ただただ
Going
全
back
力
to
で
this.
その先があるだなんて考えもしませんでした。きっとその時に情熱も執念も使い果たしてしまったのでしょう。ならなぜ君は魔法の探求を続けているんだ。フリーレン様、楽しそうでしょ。そうだな。
Damn, she doesn't even
私が
know.
初めてダンジョンに潜った時も フリーレン様はガラクタみたいな魔道具を集めて楽しそうに笑っていました。つられて笑ってしまったんです。きっと私はそんなフリーレン様の姿が好きだから一緒に魔法
So you are kind of living for Frieren right now, which is fun, but you still haven't found your own purpose just yet. There's definitely some character development there in store for Fern later.
やっぱり君たちについてきて正解だったようだ。きっと君たちならこの過酷なダンジョンも楽しむことができる。
Alright, that was kind of weird.
雰囲気が変わったな。
最深部が近いのかもな。
ビアベル、
なんだ、もう歩けなく。
拘束されたわ。
Damn.
魔力を消した魔法使いが3人。奇襲よ。
And we know at least 2 that can use that.
シャルフ、視界を遮れ。エールにかけられた魔法はソルガニールだ。
分かってる。
Nice. It's like payback for the first test. They fucking jumped them and now they're jumping back. Who's the other party member though?
霊落の応募が難攻不落だったわけだぜ。まさかこんなものがいるだなんてね。
Oh.
シャルフは俺を、エーレはシャルフを狙え。俺はエーレを叩く。
Interesting.
突破するぜ。
So you have to fight yourselves. That's definitely gonna be a problem, especially for like, wow. Yeah, especially when you get to like Frieren as well. Like, what the hell?
「魔法によって作られた複製体だな。魔族か魔物の仕業だろう。だがこれほど完璧な他者の複製は見たことがない。魔力も技量もラウフェンと同等だ。
That's the biggest problem.
所作もそうだ。記憶さえも利用している可能性がある。
あまりいい気分じゃないね。
救いがあるとすれば一目見て偽物だと分かるところだな。少なくとも同士討ちの危険性はない。
仮にこの魔法の使い手が複数の複製体を同時に操れるとしたら恐ろしいほどの脅威になりますね。
It's a little strange.
ど
You've
ち
only
ら
got
に
one
せよ
though.
徒党を組んでいて正解だったな。対処できる手段も増える。
Okay, which one is it now?
電源あれも対処できるのか。
Is it fucking Frieren?
一つだけ言えるのは、これが試験でなかったらわしはとうに瓶を割っておる。
What the hell? What? Huh? What? Why are they fighting Frieren? Okay. I guess it's not centered towards you. You just fight the other players, not specifically yourself. That's... Yeah, they're kind of out then if that's the case, honestly. Because Frieren has so much stupid shit in her inventory that it's just... Well, not even inventory, but just her repertoire. It's just insane. Okay then. I guess Frieren might fight someone else then. I still love this this like doll thing they made. I don't know what that's even called, but yeah, like doll Frieren thing. Whispering a lullaby for you to come back home. Alright, so that's definitely a problem, because I was thinking, like, yeah, the problem with Frieren and Fern is that they're both so stupidly powerful that even they themselves would have a problem defeating each other, because it's like, you can't even, like, team up or anything with it, right? Because it's like, yeah, Frieren has just, ugh. The problem with Frieren and Fern is that they have so many powers that it's just insane, right? Like, obviously the best person to suit fighting Frieren would be herself, and vice versa with Fern, but like, you know, Frieren will be able to defeat Fern, but Fern will not be able to defeat Frieren, so you can't even mix and match that kind of placement there by exploiting each other's weaknesses, because Frieren has almost no weaknesses as a mage. It's insane. And yeah, so depending on the level of magic this has, if this clone can use all of Frieren's abilities at a level that she herself would come up with, that's a problem. You know, the only kind of thing I think these golem, well, not even golem, these mimic things would be, I guess, creativity, since they aren't the genuine person. They can't be as creative with magic as, you know, the original. That's like the only kind of, I think, exploitable weakness these kind of creations would have. But even then, again, it's like Frieren's just, she has so much in her repertoire of, you know, spells and whatnot. Literally spent hundreds of lifetimes just gathering spells anyway. Yeah, this is gonna be bad. But this does kind of, I guess, count as our rematch in a sense for Denken vs. Frieren, because again, Frieren just abolished him in the last battle, in the first test, you know. So we're gonna see how this goes, but even now, Denken's smart enough to realize that, you know, this is going to be a very, very tricky battle, right? Because if this really does have all Frieren's abilities, then yeah, they have next to no actual hope of victory in this case, but I guess we will end up seeing. So I guess, yeah, it's a case of just, you know, copies of all the participants have been made, but more it's just in a general area kind of thing, as opposed to you fight yourself. So if that is the case, then I guess Frieren and Fern should be pretty fine on their own, because, you know, the clone of Frieren is not in their perception, and pretty much anyone else within the test, I want to say that Frieren could probably take out no problem, so, you know, they should be good. I don't know if that counts as, if Sense herself, the first-class mage, would be counted in the duplication as well, because she is not technically a party member, but I don't know. You know, I don't think she knows herself just all what is in this dungeon anyway. So we'll have to see about that. But yeah, this is either going to be the downfall of Denken and his party, or it's going to be an epic moment for them, because they beat not necessarily the, you know, the legendary mage, but the closest thing you're going to get to actually beating Frieren is a stone copy of herself, which is kind of funny. But yeah, this is fun. You know, this is more of a, would say, this is a little more of an interesting test, because it's kind of the classic kind of fantasy dungeon style, like, you know, RPG-esque kind of adventure. Not even RPG, just D&D in general. You know, you take on a lot of dungeons and stuff, you fight. It's just a classic kind of setting for like a medieval fantasy style setting. And this is, you know, really fun about that, you know, and having the lessons about it, you know, exploring the entire dungeon, finding loot, be it shitty or fun, you know, just genuinely helpful for your party, is fun. You know, and these are all the basic and genuine qualities of an adventurer, is to explore as much as you can in life and to just have fun doing it, right? The kind of thing, though, about the time skip we got from episode 1 is that we don't know the kind of life the party had once they, you know, Frieren split off from them. Like, we know that Heimel lived within the capital at that point when they left, but did he forego adventuring? You know, did he just kind of live his life now that he set his mark on the world permanently and the Demon King was done? Did he continue exploring and having fun, or did he just stop when Frieren you know, just broke off because he, in a sense, lost the love of his life? Did that end his adventuring because he was satisfied with, you know, how his last journey went? We don't know. I'd like to have a little more context on what exactly Heimel specifically did when the Demon King was defeated for the final time. You know, because given all these lessons and these, you know, experiences that Frieren lives up to right now, it'd be interesting to see what he did when Frieren branched off from the party originally, you know. So I don't know. I don't know how that would go. I don't think, at the very least, I don't think the anime would cover something like that. It feels more like a side story the manga would have than anything else. But either way, you know, still very fun to see. Like I said, this is a fun setting. It's kind of what, you know, kind of built for these settings anyway. And it is really fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this right now. And yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. So guys, I'm going to do my cut right here. And when I do come back, we'll begin episode 24. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright guys, and we are back to continue on. So let's go on with episode 24. Yeah.
まさかこんなものがいるだなんてね。
Literally fight yourself. And that's the best case scenario, honestly, compared to this.
電剣あれも対処できるのか。
一つだけ言えるのは、これが試験でなかったらわしはとうに瓶を割っておる。
Hello, Mummy. Let's go. What is that episode title? Perfect Replicas. Well, very battle-centric episode, I'm assuming. Speedo, the water thing.
賢者エービヒの英雄譚に出てくる神話の時代の魔物だ。シュピーゲルはダンジョンに入り込んだ人物の記憶を読み取り、対象者の複製体を作り出していると考えられている。現代でもアインザームのような類似性を持つ魔物はいるが、
Yep, we saw that very early on.
作り出すのは実体を持った実力も魔力も技術さえも模倣した完璧な複製体だ。霊落の応募が未踏破であるゆえんだ。
なぜゼンゼさんがこのダンジョンを試験会場に？
複製体は自分と互角の相手だ。犠牲を出さずに倒すには冷静な自己分析とチームワークが必要になる。
Sadly though, again, not everyone's fighting their copies.
実に平和主義者の彼女らしい試験内容だ。
Well, this is bad.
まずい。一旦引くぞ。
Yeah. Bro's learned his lesson. He got cocky last time and he paid greatly for it.
電剣
さて、どうしたものかの。
It really is a perfect replica of Frieren.
行き止まりか。追い詰められちゃったね。
Damn. Okay, yeah, I was thinking, is that a clone or did he take some genuine damage? Even got the golem.
メガネ君、分身魔法の専門家としての意見が聞きたいんだけど、いいかな？
僕の名前はラントだって言っているだろう。まあ別にいいけどさ。
あの複製体はどの程度まで完璧な私のコピーだと思う？
ユーベル、君ってさ、戦いの最中でも饒舌なタイプでしょ。黙ったら死んじゃうような。
よく観察してるね。そうだね、死んじゃうかも。
But that thing's very quiet.
物静かだ。記憶や人格まではコピーしていないってことかな？
いや、多分喋れないだけだ。最初の襲撃の時、あれは僕の懐から脱出用ゴーレムの瓶を抜き取った。
And it notably hasn't just shattered it.
確かに私ならそうする。
こちらに対する知識もある。僕たちを追い詰めたのに追撃してこないのは君のソルガニールを警戒しているからだ。
Fair enough.
それか、いたぶるのを楽しんでいるかだね。
Yeah, like you would.
笑えないね。
Jesus, you okay, man?
ひどい出血だ。メガネ君さ、このままじゃ長くないよ。
そうだね。
最後に一ついいかな？今のメガネ君って本物？
さあね。どうだろう。
ふーん。
Hmm.
私の瓶使いなよ。
それは君が生き残るためのものだ。
Oh, please.
へえ。
You really think we'd kill off a badass character like her so soon?
じゃあメガネ君、ちょっと待っていてね。瓶を取り返してくる。
おい、待っ。
まあ、距離を詰めてくるよね。
I love the
ソ
feral
ルガニール
grin.
の発動条件は視界に全身を収めること。
Yeah, very specific spell.
この勝負は
But its
先
limits
に
are
距
pretty
離を
cool.
見誤った方が負ける。
And not only can it not speak, it doesn't
実力が
express
互角なら
whatsoever.
勝ち負けはほぼ運だね。私は昔から運が悪いから、運で決まる勝負は嫌いだ。
Fair enough. Notably, they said that
だ
luck
から
was a
私
skill.
は私と戦いたいと
The
は思わない。
previous first class said that.
ったく、この死にたぐりはしょうがないね。
Nice armpit.
やっぱり運が悪い。だから嫌なんだ。
Well, shit.
でもそっちの方がもっと運が悪かったみたいだ。メガネくん、意外と早かったね。
Has bro ever bled in his life?
ふん、
Huh.
やっぱり瓶も偽物だったんだ。
ユーベル、瀕死の僕が分身だと分かっていたんだな。なぜ死に急ぐような真似をした？
メガネくんが来てくれると確信したからかな。
Well, now. Someone's
僕が
confident.
そんなお人よしに見えたのか？
Honestly,
い
kinda.
や、全然。というか、そんなことどうでもいい。メガネくんはさ、私の瓶を受け取ろうとしなかった。自分のせいで誰かが死ぬのが嫌なんでしょ？だから私はメガネくんのせいで私が死んでしまう状況を
Oh,
作った。
oh, that's epic.
ありがとうね、メガネくん。 また一つ君のことが分かった気がするよ。
そうか。それはよかった。
Very calculating
そ
girl.
ろそろ共感できそう。
I love it. She may be a bit of a psycho, but
まだ時間がかか
usually
るかな。
psychos are the smartest characters in a surprising amount of media, honestly.
だいぶ最深部に近づいてると思うんだけどね。
フリーレン様、あそこに階段があります。
フェルン、ちょっとマップ見せて。
このフロアは探索し尽くしたと思いますが。
There's always more than the eye beholds.
この壁の奥に隠し部屋がある。きっとお宝だよ。
Oh no.
この雰囲気、ひょっとすると珍しい魔導書
With
が
your
眠ってい
luck
る
pattern?
可能性も。
でも入り口らしきものはどこにもありませんでしたし。
確かにね。でも構造的に部屋は間違いなくあるはずだから。
Like I said, with your luck pattern, there's probably a golem. Maybe I'm wrong though. Could get lucky. Look at that grin. She did something good and she knows it. Surprisingly, the other two look disappointed.
Frieren様、すごいですね。埋葬された王の功績が描かれているな。これほど保存状態のいい統一王朝期の壁画は初めて見た。価値ある発見だ。
Cool.
壮観ですね。
Hey. Yeah. Fern's smiling at something that just didn't just make Frieren happy.
本当に順調すぎるぐらい順調ですね。もしかしてこのまま合格してしまうのでは。
かもしれないね。
Keep in mind of the echo right there.
どうしたの？こんなところに集まって。
構造的にこの先の広間を越えれば迷宮の最深部だ。
それで？
あれが陣取ってもう半日になる。
You ready to fight yourself? Yeah, I love it. She's actually like, oh,
ダンジョ
oh.
ン攻略はこうでなくちゃ。
This is how conquering a dungeon should be. The ultimate test, which is
完
you.
璧な複製体か。確かにあれは私と同等の力を持っているみたいだ。
So it's impossible to beat it.
あの複製体を何とかしない限り最深部へたどり着けん。何か手立てはあるか？
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and kick its
そうだね。
ass.
あれがもしも私を完全に再現したものだとしたら、
Mimics.
弱点は生身の魔法使いと同じかな。
格上の魔法使いを倒すとしたら高速魔法か精神操作魔法だ。
どちらにも耐性があるけれどもね。
Really?
だがわずかな隙は生まれるかもしれん。お前ならそれさえあればあれを倒せるはずだ。名刀でそういう小細工は得意だろう。
得意というほどではありませんが。では失礼して。
Cool.
これは興味深い。高速魔法が通用しませんね。
Oh,
それは大 きな魔力差がなければ通用するはずなのですが。
Okay, Frieren.
フリーレンさん、次は私の目を見てください。精神操作魔法も無理ですね。私ではフリーレンさん
Is
の
that
精
just
神
a,
防御が破れま
is
す。
that just a trait elves have, or is that something she has counters
両
for?
方とも耐性があるようだな。
Damn,
でも
fun,
精
jealous.
神防御の構築は複雑で強
My
固
elf.
ですが、だいぶ古い術式のようです。
My God, she
精
looks
神魔法の
pissed.
専門家なら脆弱性をつけるかもしれません。
受験者の中で心当たりは？
エーデル2級魔法使いなら可能かと。ですが私と違って戦闘能力は皆無な人なので、正直ここまで来られるかどうか。それに大前提として精神操作魔法は相手に心がないと通用しません。
Mm.
果たして複製体がそこまで再現できているかどうか。
まだまだ情報が足りんな。
And surprisingly, we haven't seen
Hey,
either
I
Lorraine or
remember.
Lanidas just yet. What on earth is
さあ
that?
のじゃが一級魔法使いゼンゼと同等の力を持
Oh,
っている
it's
と考
her
えて
replica.
間違いあるまい。
魔力を消して潜伏するにも限界がある。もう倒すしかない。
倒せると思うのかブライ。わしはともかくブライとドゥンスとはこのダンジョンの中ではまともに戦えん。
そもそも現代魔法がダンジョン戦闘に適していません。
魔王討伐時代にほとんどのダンジョンが攻略された弊害じゃな。
Interesting.
それに強力な防御魔法にリソースを取られすぎ、攻撃魔法は自然物を利用したものが多くなった。無から物質を作り出すよりも、その場にある物質を操ったり変化させたりする方が魔力の消費が少ないからの。だがその点、あれは相当うまくやっている。あの紙には幾重もの魔法がかけられておる。このダンジョン内でも無数の手段で戦えると考えていいじゃろう。わしの見
That
立てで
hair
はあ
though
れに
is
は勝てん。
pretty wild, just
魔
to say.
法はイメージの世界。髪の毛という数えるのも不可能なほどの膨大な数の糸を自在に変質させて操るという、普通の人間とはかけ離れたイメージを持つ時点で、
You know, I
わ
look
しら
into
よ
its
りも
mind
は
of
るか
actually
に
having
格
one.
上の魔法使いじゃ。正直ここまで逃げおおせたのは奇跡だと思うぞ。わしらは頑張った。そもそもわしらは武闘派ではない。ここいらが潮時じゃろう。正直怖いからもう帰りたい。
エーデル、お前の声は通らないのか？
確かに精神操作魔法はわしの一族のなりわいじゃが、あれ相手に高度な命令の条件を満たすのは無理じゃな。できるとすればせいぜいひざまずかせて隙を作る程度じゃ。それでも目を合わせて声をかけねばならん。
Yeah.
不可能ではないんだな。
相手に心があればの話じゃが。
どのくらい時間を稼げば？
15秒じゃ。というか
It's interesting. We have all the spells we kind of need to make this work, but none of them belong to a single mage.
今にわかる。
You got two mages that can trap a target by looking at their whole body. One that can give a command, and one that has the capability of actually destroying these things.
現代魔法戦において防御魔法を破る方法は2種類じゃ。質量で叩き壊すか、技術でかいくぐるか。手数で攻める輩は大抵後者じゃ。驚いた。まさかその両方があるとは。巨漢のような重さじゃ。
防御魔法の全面展開は15秒が限界だと考えていたが、まさかそれよりも早く破られるとはな。
This is the strength of a first-class
だが目はあ
mage.
ったの。優秀な魔法使いほど敵をよく見る。ひざまずけ。
Oh, that didn't work.
なるほど。
Well, fuck.
よくわかった。心がない。心の働きを精密に模倣しているだけじゃ。わしらでは。
Oh, that was a clean cut right in the middle.
虎の意を借りるしかないの。武闘派連中のところまで全力で逃げろ。わしは潮時と言った通りもう帰る。痛いのはもう嫌じゃ。
Well, fair enough.
便利じゃの。安全確保までしてくれるのか。
Yeah, you really need medical help right now.
俺たちも逃げるぞ。
Well, that's a character we met and then just left.
無事にたどり着ける人なんているんでしょうか。
言ったろ。合格者を出すつもりなんて初めからないんだよ。
Yeah, you two just haven't been focused at all, and there's this guy who went in first on his own and just seems like he gave up. What, he get fucking lost?
現状情報が少ないからね。心がないパターンも考えた方がいい。その場合は力技になるだろうけど
You're
ね。
looking surprisingly upbeat.
できるのか。
さあ、わかんない。
And these guys have been stuck in a stalemate the entire time.
まったく何を考えてんだかよくわからねえ連中だ。ただ思った通り相性は悪くなさそうだ。
Literally the ultimate stalemate, except they're better.
エールは単純な魔力勝負の殴り合いなら俺やシャルフを圧倒できる。
Except arguably the clones are better positioned.
だが俺は勝ち方を知っている。
Nice. Careful you don't cave yourself in though.
どんな状況だろうとな。
力技か。
それでしたら、もしかしたら私、フリーレン様を殺
That's a line.
そう。
Oh.
はい。
じゃあ作戦を立てようか。
That is so funny. I love how Frieren just got so interested. Like, oh, do you now? You have a counter for me, my unofficial adopted daughter. You have a counter for Mummy. Is that true? Okay then. Yeah, we were in a bit of a stalemate throughout that entire episode, right? Because the entire issue was just the replicas, and while some of them got through, some very much didn't. And we got to keep in mind that I assume that there is a replica for pretty much everyone. So even if we defeat this Frieren, there's still, you know, Fern, there's still Blank, you know, there's still quite a few potatoes on the leaderboard that we haven't actually taken on yet. Which is pretty funny. I'd say overall this isn't really a big issue because again, like, you have the original Frieren, right? And Frieren on our own should be enough to counter pretty much everything that the clone has. And at that point, everyone else can just, you know, launch it because all focus should be on Frieren and then it has nothing to really block anyone else because it's too centered on her. But I don't know. You know, apparently Fern has her time to shine right now as she has a tactic, a plan to actually defeat this this clone, which will be pretty fun. And again, I do like how specifically how Frieren was kind of just like enjoying the moment right there. And then when she, when Fern said she had a plan, she's like, oh, really? That's really fun to see. That's really cool. But yeah. So like I said, a little bit of a stalemate right now. Obviously, it's not easy to defeat these clones as we've seen. Individually, the mages don't do much on their own, but there are abilities and whatnot that each individual member has that could actually defeat these things. So obviously Denken was right at the start when he said that it's best for everyone to work together and, coordinate, because, individually we can't do much, but everyone has a specific talent that we can use to come up with an effective strategy. That binding spell that you Bell and Verbal use, that's one. That definitely is one that could easily be used here. Especially if the clones center one particular target, not all the clones would know about those abilities, so you can just break off and work effectively like that, but unfortunately that's not the case on how this is actually working right now. But it's still cool. It's still cool to see, unfortunately the one girl, I think her name was Edel, she ended up losing, not everyone's going to win right here. I'm a little surprised we haven't actually focused at all on the two girls just yet. Frieren's old party right there. They haven't been brought up at all, which is surprising. And then obviously Verbal and his group have been kind of stuck for the last 2 episodes on their own clones, and they're taking them down pretty well. We're showing that, again, we're seeing the different skills and the different kind of strategies and how tactitional certain members are. That being, Frieren's pretty good at that. Verbal, obviously. A Blank is just the potato. You almost never know when he's actually around to do anything. And Yubel, because Yubel is great. Not to mention Denken, of course. I did like that, like I said. Again, her magic relies on her getting close to people, and because of that, she kind of knows the ins and outs of their personalities and can form effective strategies on that, which is pretty funny. Again, I just love her personality combined with how her magic operates. It's just so good. I am loving this girl so much. But yeah, so the big two problems right now are the Sense clone and the Frieren clone. The Frieren one being the main obvious objective, and I don't really know for sure yet how we're going to do this, but obviously Fern is just Fern, and she no doubt has a genuine plan, which is cool. And again, I like how we got some more lore on how the magic works here, given that apparently modern magic isn't really suited to do dungeon work, because apparently all the dungeons, at least recorded in the world, have already been cleared out, and they've already been, they've already been looted and everything. So there's not much for modern mages to actually do in the way of dungeons, because again, no real point to it. Surprisingly, that's honestly a little that's a little disappointing, honestly, because fantasy world, you'd think that exploring dungeons would be part of the fun. Unfortunately, society's already cleared that shit out, so that's not even possible anymore, which is funny. Which pretty much means that only Frieren and Fern can have the capabilities to genuinely, finish a dungeon off, because no one has any experience with them prior, and so, obviously everyone's at a disadvantage. Even showing that Sense, despite the fact that she chose this dungeon and it was fully mapped out for everyone to use, the idea of secret doors, hidden areas and whatnot, didn't really come up because, everything's just too well hidden in a dungeon. I did like that though, Frieren noticed that Fern did have a bit of a smile on her face when she was seeing the memorial of the king, which is something that genuinely made her happy, which is nice to see, because that doesn't, again, typically happen at this point. It's a bit sad because, again, Fern is kind of going through the same characterization Frieren did back in the day, when she was in her own party group with Himmel, because she doesn't really have too much joy in her life, and she's kind of living for Frieren right now to see moments that make Frieren happy, without acknowledging or finding things that make herself happy in the process and her own reasons to value life. But we're seeing slowly but surely with her and Stark that they are slowly untangling the web that is pretty much just the depression of Fern, because Fern still absolutely has a depression over what happened to her parents, and her reason for living after that became Hittia, and then after that it became Frieren, but now she still needs to find her own reason to live, you know, her own joys in life for her to explore and discover. And slowly but surely, like I said, it's coming out. It's coming out, and I'm really excited to see that and happy for it, because, you know, I don't like her as much as Frieren, but she's a fun character. A little abusive to Mr. Stark, but he'll get used to it. He is a warrior after all. But yeah, so guys, I'll do my cut, and again, when I come back, we'll do episode 25. Good stuff. Alright guys, we're back. So let's go on with episode 25. A fatal vulnerability. Alright, what is this secret weakness for Frieren? I forgot to say it, but the ironic thing is that even though Sense doesn't mean to interfere with anyone, her presence within the tomb is directly interfering with the trial, because they're making replicas of everyone. I know she didn't know that because she hasn't been in here before. It's an unconquered dungeon, but still, you're interfering, girl. Leave.
Eider さんは
ゼンゼさんの複製体に襲われて脱落しました。
そうですか。ブライさんも。
彼の足止めのおかげで逃げ切ることができたのです。無事に脱出できているといいのですが。
構うな、行け。
しかし
合格者なしよりマシだ。
Is it though?
情報があります。協力しませんか。わしは初めからそのつもりだった。
Yeah, we know. People didn't follow you.
治療ができる者はいるか。
聖典を持っていますので、簡単な回復魔法くらいなら。
頼む。
なるほど。複製体に心はないんだね。
はい。エーデルさんの見立てでは、心の働きを精密に模倣しているだけで、心そのものはないそうです。
これで楽に倒せる手段はなくなったね。それを踏まえた上で作戦を立てないと。
とは言ってもフリーレン、まだ不確定要素が多すぎる。一番の問題はあの複製体とその術者の正体だ。その性質がわからんまま手は出せん。
特に複製体特有の弱点は本当にないのかだ。仮にあの複製体がフリーレンと同じ実力なら死傷者が出かねない。
私は答えんぞ。
だろうな。
Oh yeah, almost forgot you were even there. Hello. Is everyone just gonna come together for this one monster?
ラビーネ。
なぜ知っている？
一番上の兄貴が大陸魔法協会の霊落の応募攻略の先遣隊の一人だったんだ。
情報を持っていたわけか。道理でここまで来れたわけだ。
Wow.
だがとても合理的とは思えんな。それならば初めから俺たちと情報を共有して協力するべきだった。
協力できるような雰囲気じゃなかったからな。
フリーレンたちは気がついたら先に行っちゃってたしね。
それにおっさんはルールがなければ容赦なく仲間を見捨てるタイプだろ。
Fair enough.
安易に協力できるか。
Can't argue that.
嫌われたものだな。
確かに俺はおっさんだが、面と向かって言われると来るものがある
な。謝った方がいいんじゃない？
No.
悪かったな、おっさん。先遣隊の観測結果によると、シュピーゲルは あの扉の向こう側、宝物庫の内部にいて、本体は攻撃手段を持たない脆弱な魔物だって話だ。そいつを倒せば複製体は全部消える。
So you have Frieren and Fern deal with the Frieren, and then everyone else can just go for the monster.
本体は扉の向こう側だ。だがあの扉には強力な封印が施されている。
それは私も確認している。私の複製体の仕業だね。命がけで宝物庫の扉を閉じる魔法。民間魔法の中でもトップクラスの封印魔法だよ。あの扉は術者が死ぬまで開くことはない。
Shit.
扉を避けて壁を破るという方法もあるけど、多分それも対処済みだろうね。
Yeah, I won't be any point seeing the door otherwise.
シュピーゲルを叩くにはあの複製体は倒さねばならんということか。
倒すなら急いだ方がいいぜ。
どういうことだ？
There's a limit, isn't
シュピ
there?
ーゲルはダンジョンの中にいるやつ全員の複製体を作り出す。その複製体は時間とともに最深部に集まってくるっていう習性がある。
I was just accounting for the time limit of the trial.
前回の先見体は兄貴の部隊を除いてほとんどが壊滅した。最深部目前のちょうどこの場所でだ。
なるほどな。
複製体は心の働きを精密に模倣しているんですよね。なら行動パターンによる弱点は本人と同じなんですよね。
And this is where we come up with this.
それならやっぱりなんとかなるかもしれま
What
せ
do
ん。
you know about Miss
そ
Frieren?
の弱点って何なの？
フリーレン様、あっちの壁際に立ってもらってもいいですか？うん。
これは
Expected.
まさか、なんということだ。
気がつきましたか？
なんかわかった？
Is
わ
it
からん。
確かにこれは
the spell was
フリーレンの致命
incomplete?
的な隙だ。
Is that it?
なぜ戦っている時に気がつかなかったんだ。いや、手だれという先入観があったからこそ気づけなかった。魔法を使う瞬間にほんの一瞬だけ魔力探知が途切れている。
Huh.
それって見習い魔法使いがよくするミスじゃ。
昔から苦手なんだよね。
自覚があるのならなんで言ってくれなかったんですか？
だって恥ずかしいし。
Wow.
そんなことを言っている場合ですか？
しかし
Poor Frieren.
他の技量があまりにも卓越しすぎている。実際にこの隙をつける魔法使いなどほとんどいないだろう。
とにかく作戦会議をしますよ。
Yeah, so it's not really something we could have like guessed beforehand, which is a little disappointing, but honestly that is kind of expected. What happened there? I love how Frieren's just already enjoys their antics. This is really fun though. This is like genuinely like what people would do against fighting a dungeon boss.
フリーレン様、
Like strategize,
なんだか
party
楽し
up,
そうですね。
stuff you'd see in like an MMO or something. And what is this? An ice dragon? A crystal?
体まとまった
Not a dragon, but something.
それじゃあアイゼンが敵を引きつけて側面から攻撃しよう。フリーレンは援護射撃だ。
ハイターは
今日は二日酔いでダメないだ。
Of course. Why is he even here? Ah.
こうやってダンジョンのボスを倒すためによく話し合ったなって思って。
Yep, bringing back good memories and feels. Oh my god, you two, just fucking have sex already and stop.
Yoshi, 攻略を開始しようか。
勝てるのか。
大丈夫。攻略できないダンジョンなんか存在しない。私は歴史上で最も多くのダンジョンを攻略したパーティーの魔法使いだよ。
Then let's do it.
本当にフリーレンの複製体と戦うのはお前たち二人だけで大丈夫なのか。
少人数の方が相手の行動を予測しやすいからね。確かに全員で戦えばほぼ確実に勝てるだろうけど、大半が死ぬことになると思う。
Fair enough.
多分脱出用ゴーレムを使うような暇もないよ。
それよりも最深部に集まってくる複製体の足止めの方が重要というわけか。
Oof.
挟み撃ちにされたら私たちは全滅だからね。じゃあ作戦通りに。
ああ、健闘を祈る。
So the main thing will obviously be the Frieren battle, and then we might get a little... Oh no! 4 of them! Okay. These 2 are coming in as well. And then we'll get, like, you know, some abridged versions, I think, of all the other replicas.
さて、このメンバーの
Oh,
中
they
で
didn't go in.
苦手な相手を言い合おうか。
Hello, me. Nice. Yeah, 2 obscene powerhouses going at it. This is probably the closest we'll ever see to Frieren genuinely struggle in a fight, honestly. But who better to do that than herself? My god. They go one-on-one. Exact same spell at the exact same time. Oh! 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 Oh, this animation! Oh! It's beautiful.
私の怖さは私が一番よく分かっている。大丈夫だよ。完璧に潜伏したフェルンは私でもそう簡単に探知できない。
でも本当に攻撃に使う魔法はゾルトラークでいいのですか？
最も速射性に優れているからね。それにゾルトラークはエルフにとっては比較的新しい魔法だから、反射神経で無意識に防御できるほどの年月は経っていないんだ。
Fair enough.
どうしてもその対処はたった一瞬、ほんの誤差のような時間だけれども、思考する分だけ遅れることになる。でもフェルンは違う。フェルンにとってゾルトラークは生まれた時からあって当たり前のもので、その身に刻まれていて当然の魔法使いの基礎だ。
Oh, so that spell she was using to hit that boulder was
ゾルトラー
Soul
クなら私を殺せる。
Damn.
ありったけの魔力を叩き込むんだ。
Yeah. There might be a little, like, grim, though, for her. It's not the actual Frieren, but still killing something that looks so much like Frieren. There might be some mental blocks there. And then random
フリーレン、
flashback.
お前は私のことが嫌いだろう。なぜ私の元に来た？正直、もう二度と会わないものだと思っていた。
先生の遺言状を届けに来た。
Oh.
あれから50年。そうか。フランメは死んだのか。
悲しくないの？
Telekinesis, nice.
気まぐれで育てた弟子だ。まるで報告書だな。
何が書いてあったの？
皇帝が国を挙げた魔法の研究に認可を下ろしたそうだ。人間の文化圏では今まで魔法は魔族の技術であるとして表立った研究は禁忌とされてきた。働きかけたのはフランメで、彼女は新設された宮廷魔法使いとやらの教育に携わっていた。私にそれを引き継いでほしいという内容だ。なんて贅沢なやつだ。魔法の研究の認可が下りただけでも快挙だというのに、それ以上を望むとは。
それってすごいことなの？
大陸最大の統一帝国が魔法の研究と軍事転用を始めるということだ。周辺諸国が黙っていない。わずか数十年で魔法は大陸中に普及する。人類の誰もが魔法を使える時代がやってくるんだ。これは遠くない未来に人類が魔王軍に抗う力を手に入れることを意味する。
Yep.
そう。
And that's a big threat.
とても。
So humanity was very limited. No wonder the Demon King lasted so long.
だが、それは私の望むところではない。帰れ、フリーレン。こんな遺言は到底聞き入れられん。実に不愉快だ。
Alright.
誰もが魔法を使える時代だと？魔法は特別であるべきだ。才ある者以外に教えるつもりはない。
And that's especially funny how you're the one that created the Continental Magic Association.
分かり合えなかった。所詮は気まぐれで育てた弟子だ。
先生はゼーリエは怒って遺言状を破り捨てるだろうって言っていたよ。それでも伝えておきたかったんだって。夢が叶ったよって。よくわからないよね。じゃあ私は行くね。多分もう会うこともないと思う。
フリーレン、その前に少し歩かないか？どうせ私たちには時間はいくらでもあるんだ。
Literally.
誰もが魔法を使える時代はフランメの夢だった。あの子もきっと初めは人類のためとか魔王軍に抗う力とかそんなものはどうでもよかったんだ。
What's that?
あの子のお気に入りの魔法を知っているか？
Okay, that is yep.
何の役にも立たないくだらない魔法だ。あの子は本当に魔法が好きだったんだ。世界中の人がそんな魔法を使えるようになってほしいと本気で願っていた。虫唾が走ったよ。
Damn.
まるで女の子みたいな可愛い夢だ。でも実際にそうだったんだよ。これはあの子が私よりもずっと背の小さな小娘だった頃に語った夢物語だ。正直私はそんな時代はずっと先のことで、あの子には実現不可能なことだと思った。
But you did still think it would come about eventually.
あの子は私にとっては無にも等しいような短い人生で人類の魔法の開祖にまで上り詰めた。
先生はいつも判断がとても
Just
早か
shows
った。
how quickly, from your
まるで何
perspective,
かにせかされ
an
ているみたい。
impact someone can make.
人間には寿命がある。私たちよりも死に近い場所にいるんだ。人生には重大な決断をしなければならない時がいくつもあるが、あの子たちはそれを先送りにはできないんだ。
Yeah.
私たちはそれを100年後にやっても200年後にやってもいい。1000年ほったらかしにしたところで何の支障もない。私たちの時間は永遠に近いのだから。フリーレン、 人間がおよそ文明と呼べるものを築き上げてから
I'm real curious, just again, the exact lifespan of an elf.
これから先は時代が加速する
Obviously, it's thousands upon thousands of years, but what does that equate
たっ
to?
た1000年だたった1000年で人間の時代がやってくる
And that was a perfect prediction right there.
私たちは人間に追い抜かれる鍛錬を怠るなよフリーレン
Nice. Oh god! Clean in half.
お前を殺す者がいるとすればそれは魔王か
Or a human.
人間の魔法使いだ
Yep. And that's where Fern comes up.
楽しみだねゼリエこれから先たくさんの魔法使いといろいろな魔法が見られるんだね
And that did happen. Ah, that was a beautiful scene. Jesus, and the music just picks up insanely high. Such pride in that face. That was a very quick GG. My god. Instantly. Oh. Yeah, reaction time for Frieren is pretty poor. Pretty poor indeed. Alright guys, we are back. Little cut there, but no big deal. So that was episode 25 of Frieren. Oh yes, yes. And that was pretty great stuff right there. You know, kind of highlight of that one was the conversation that Frieren had with Ciri back in the day, which was really fun to see. And again, they're putting into perspective, once again, the difference in the lifespans of humans and, of course, humans and elves, pretty much, where, you know, for various different reasons, both their lifespan and their own, you know, inability to, or, you know, lack of desire to procreate are kind of making the elven race, while, you know, still powerful, a very, you know, lesser species in the world. And we saw here that, you know, because of the difference in life expectancy and you know, the perspective, elves take such a long time to evolve as a race that it's almost seen as, you know, from their perspective, humans evolve at a rate that is just nigh impossible to ever keep up with because, you know, their perspective on years, hours, and minutes are just so different from ours, you know. For Frieren, that 10-year journey could have been about an hour at most, you know. And obviously here we see that it's kind of put into perspective here. Ciri thought, you know, Ciri considered that eventually humans would, you know, have the ability to learn magic and the ability to, you know, evolve magic in any way they wanted, but she didn't consider that to be possible for many, many more decades. And we see the surprise that Flammy accomplished so much in her life that even for a human standard is still very much impressive, but to an elf it's near nigh incalculable because, again, it's like they don't think things in that way. You know, they put it standard here, like elves can take centuries to, you know, delay something in life that could be considered a problem, but humans can't do that. Our life expectancy is, you know, near the most, little over a century at best, and for them it's like, well, that's about a month, or a year, you know, however you want to phrase it, and we're seeing that here, which is, you know, we've known that for a long time, but we're seeing, you know, Ciri's own interpretation of it and why, because of this difference in perspective, she sees humans kind of as a threat. She even perfectly made a prediction that in 1,000 years, the era of humanity would officially begin when the Demon King was slain by humans, you know, albeit it was a different combination of people, 2 humans, a dwarf, and an elf. But humanity is still now the dominant species of the planet, and because of that, that is just a dangerous evolution in the eyes of her, because again, even 1,000 years is a little bit of time, you know, that might be around 10 years or so, but that is still insane. To think that humans can overtake the entire species at that point is crazy, you know. And we even saw their difference in, in viewpoints on how magic should be distributed throughout the world anyway. Whereas Ciri sees magic as kind of a tool for elitists to use, for only the very best people to have the, the right to use magic. Both Flammy and Frieren envisioned a world in where, the passion of magic could be shared and is a right to be used by everyone, because obviously Frieren has a big passion for magic. Flammy had a passion for magic, and because of that, they feel like their interest and their passion should be, is a free right to be used by everyone. And because of that, Frieren was excited to see how the world would evolve with it, because, so many different people can use it now, so many different interpretations, so many different ways of evolution can be used, and, she's excited to see a world where magic is a free place to use for everyone, whereas Ciri is like, why should we let talentless lesser beings use it? It's disgusting. It's not even a right to them. And obviously Frieren and Flammy had the exact opposite interpretation of that. Despite what Frieren likes to say, she still very much loves magic, and that's why she still, to this day, little under a century after the Demon King was slain, she's still collecting spells. She's still having fun looking around and experiencing these journeys, because, well, these are spells she never heard of before, never seen, and a majority of these spells that she gains from these grimoires come from humans. Humans collect, humans study, humans evolve and whatnot over time, and yeah, Frieren still had some stuff to do with that. Like, I think it was said that she is the reason people even learned the Zoltrek spell to begin with, but it's still a fascination and a wonder to see how different their own, studies of magic can lead them, which is really fun to see. It makes me wonder, since we obviously haven't seen present-day Ciri yet, and I don't think it happened by the point that Flammy died, but I wonder if she went through the same stuff with Flammy as Frieren did with Heimel, to where, maybe not right away, but she ended up regretting how little time she ever spent with Flammy, because, again, from her perspective, she'd known her for maybe like a year at best, or a couple months, like I said. Very, very odd, because I don't quite know the difference in, in lifespan exactly, but obviously that happened there, so I wonder if she ever did have a regret of that, We know that she officially, started the Continental Magic Association, so I wonder if she eventually got to a point to where it's like, okay, I can't stop the flow of magic, right? Like, magic has been around for 1,000 years now for humans. We can't stop it from existing, but we can at least govern and control and manage it, and that's kind of why she started this association and started giving out spells to whoever, because those people, without her own instruction, started becoming elites, and both as a way to govern, but also as a way to scour out the first-class mages. I think they even said that she specifically wants to find first-class mages, that she deems worthy of that, because they are talentful. They might be humans, but they still have a natural talent for magic, and because of that, they are personally worthy of her own teachings, and that's why, she grants grimoires out to whoever becomes a first-class mage, because they are, in her eyes, worthy of the right to use magic. I think that's how they do it anyway. And yeah, like I said, it was really fun, and of course there was the scary thing there. It's kind of interesting, because Ciri directly said that either a demon, the Demon King himself, or a human will eventually grow to the experience, and the power to slay Frieren, and we saw here, obviously, that's Fern. Fern has observed Frieren for so many years now, and she knows her one little weakness, which is just kind of like a little flinch, kind of, I don't know how to really describe what is going on there, because I can't, obviously, interpret not sensing mana, but it's like, she flinches slightly at using magic, and that's kind of the equivalent there, which is funny. And so we saw that Fern got that little spot on Frieren, because, again, she knows her so well. She literally grew up with her. She spent, 14 years of her life with Frieren now, and obviously she, again, because humans have a different perspective, she's so observant of her to a point to where Frieren just can't really comprehend that either, which is funny. And of course, it could even be seen that Ciri would see humans as a direct danger, because, again, in a mere 1,000 years or so, a human may be powerful enough to actually slay an elf, and an elf of her own caliber, which could be, could also be seen as Ciri sees humans as a threat, which is another reason why she stands at the top of the food chain in, in mages, because, well, you gotta govern these people, right? That's what I think could happen there. But yeah, It was a really fun episode. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with that. Again, a lot of it was just, you know, kind of what acted as like a raid boss would be in, like, you know, when you're preparing for a hard boss fight. You got to plan it out, you got to consider all your options, and of course, sometimes you got to spread out if the threat is rising, and that's what we saw there, you know. The other group of people, not including Fern and Frieren, went to go and disclose and take on the other duplicates, or the replicas, whereas they dealt with the real threat, and now that Frieren is dead, the replica Frieren is dead, they're still the main monster thing that is making these replicas anyway, which is pretty fun. So yeah, good stuff, obviously. Fun shit. But we still have one episode to go in our set of Frieren. Episode 26. After this, it's just one set left, and then we're done with Frieren for the foreseeable future. So guys, without further ado, let's do episode 26 of Frieren in 3, 2, 1, and play.
お前を殺す者がいるとすれば、
Okay, yep.
それは魔王か。
Or a human.
人間の魔法使いだ。
And maybe one day that'll happen for real. I hope not, obviously, but you never know. I miss Sign, but obviously he's a perfect example of what the series is all about. People enter life, people leave your lives, but the moments you spent with them are what really counts, you know? And again, maybe someday, both the characters and the audience will meet Sign again, and that'll make it even more special for everyone. There's the girl, and there's the boy, always bleeding but never bleeding at the same time. Yep, and the dozens upon thousands of lives that she passes by. And there was that shot that was actually Frieren, which was funny. And poor Stark. Bro is just out of the last bit of the series. The height of magic. Love that shot. Ho ho! Straight up Golem, let's go. So it's still not dead. Interesting. Genuinely, I thought we were done with this thing now. But I don't see this test phase going past this episode. I truly don't. Well, that sucks. Aww. They even stick together like the real ones. Interesting though, the girls aren't together.
混戦になると勝ち目はない。複製体がここに集結する前に分散して足止めを図るぞ。苦手な相手を教え合っただろう。自分にとって苦手な相手は複製体にとっても苦手な相手だ。話し合い
Yeah, the sucky thing is, again, you gotta fight Sense's replica as well. Really should feel like she should fight herself because it's interfering with their own thing. Yeah, luckily you've already beaten him before. Woo! Love the music.
Kentoを祈る。
懸念が一つ。探知できている複製体の総数が受験者よりもわずかに少ないです。
Yeah, we haven't...
特に一番の脅威であるゼンゼさんの複製体の反応が見つかりません。
確かに感知できない。
Which could mean that there are that many replicas and you just can't find the others as well.
攻撃される形になったらフェルンを守りきれないし、最悪2人とも死ぬかも。
フェルンさんとデンケンさんの複製体の位置も把握でき
Those are the main two.
精度の高い近距離探知で探すしかありませんね。
お前がこの場にいなければこんな
Literally, I'm glad they're saying that out loud.
一級魔法使いは理不尽なほどの逆境でも覆せるような存在でなければならない。この程度は逆境ですらない。
Wow.
それに仲間の背中を守るだけで合格できるんだ。実に優しい平和な試験だ。
Alright, that's 1. 2.
倒した。でもいい気分じゃねえな。
Well, shit. Oh! Oh! That was close to the heart.
魔力探知を怠った覚えはないんだがな。ラビーネ、お前も瓶を割れ。引き際がわからないほどガキじゃないだろう。試験は3年後もある。
You don't want to be stupid. Yep, they're out.
間に合わなかったか。だがわしが加勢したところで結果は同じだっただろう。背中を向けているというのにまるで隙を感じん。どちらにせよ時間稼ぎぐらいはせんとな。
Oh, hello.
宮廷魔法使いの電剣だっけ？
These are some pretty powerful individuals here.
もしかしてあれと戦うつもり？勝てないと思うよ。
承知の上だ。
ねえ電剣、これってダンジョン攻略に必要なことなの？
今フリーレンが。
説明はいい。必要なことなの？
Wow.
そうだ。
Fair enough.
なら私が倒すよ。
何を言っているんだ。この中で一番強いのはデンケンだ。第一お前はビアベルにも勝てなかっただろう。
Damn.
そういうことじゃないんだよね。確かに私は未熟な3級魔法使いだ。デンケンやビアベルよりもはるかに弱い。けれども全然相手なら勝てると思うよ。
She has killed first class before, as we know.
大体何でも切る魔法、レイル財伝。私が切れると思ったものは何でも切れるし、切れないと思ったものは全く切れない。
Very unspecific there.
防御魔法で簡単に防げる魔法だ。
そういえばメガネ君はビアベルとの戦いを見ていたんだっけ？まあ、防御魔法って魔法を防ぐためのものだからね。切れるイメージ あんまりないんだよね。
そうか。ならどちらにせよ前世には通用しない。あの紙には観測できるだけでも防御魔法に匹敵するほどの魔法が何重にもかけられている。
だからそんな理屈はどうでもいいんだよ。これはイメージの話なんだから。
おい待て。
How far are you gonna pan up?
や
Fuck.
っぱりソルガニールは効かないか。まあ紙ってのは体の一部だからね。全身を視界に収めるのは無理だ。レールサイ
ド。やはり私の複製体の相手はユーベルか。
So you can sense the
勝敗は
replica.
すでに分かっている。おそらく戦いにすらならない。あれは2年前の2級魔法使い選抜試験だった。
Oh, we actually get to see it.
その第二次試験の試験官を担当したのはブルグ1級魔法使い。彼は1級魔法使いになってから一度たりとも手傷を負ったことがないほどの守りに特化した魔法使いだった。
And he was one shot?
不動の街灯。彼が魔法で作り出す街灯はあらゆる攻撃魔法も通さないほどの防御術式が組み込まれていた。第二次試験の内容は街灯をまとったブルグに受験者が攻撃魔法を放ち、一歩でも下がらせたら合格という極めて単純なものだった。殺害行為を失格とするルールに攻撃魔法の最低限の制御を促し、他の受験者を守るための措置だった。
次。
And she just one shot the guy.
誰もブルグの心配などしていなかった。
Wow.
切りすぎちゃった。
Oh my god, that was a mistake.
それを3級魔法使いになったばかりの無名の少女があっさりと殺してしまった。
失格処分だって話だよね。
Yeah.
もう帰っていい？
一つだけ質問がある。
どうぞ。
不動の街灯をどうやって打ち破った？
前世さんって裁縫とかしたことある？
いいや、それがどうした？
家柄良さそうだもんね。それともそういうのは魔法で全部やっちゃうのかな。いやね、私も不器用だからそういうことはしたことないんだけど。
You can envision ripping the thread though. Oh.
姉貴がよく裁縫をしているのを見ていた。
And it's easy to envision ripping apart material.
布を裁断するときってさ、ハサミをこう入れてシャーって切るんだよね。とてもいい音がするんだ。私はあの音が好きだった。
話が見えない。
イメージの話だよ。布っていうのはさ、切れるものなんだよ。切れて当たり前のものだ。
こいつはイカれている。確かに布を切るイメージなんて誰でもできる。バカにだってできる。だが魔法の世界はそんなに甘いものじゃない。
Apparently her specific
完璧
magic
にイメージできない
is
ものは魔法では実現できない。小さなアリが巨大な竜を踏み潰すイメージができないように、鉄壁の防御術式で守られたあの街灯を切るイメージができる魔法使いなどほぼ存在しない。実際にあの街灯がいかなる攻撃魔法も通さないことは魔法使いなら一目見ればわかるからだ。それこそバカでもわかる。人が知性を持った生命体である限り、そのしがらみからは決して逃れられない。それでも彼女は自らの感覚に従った。これは切れないものだと知性では分かっていながら、感覚のままに不動の街灯を切り裂くイメージを構築した。もはや人として成立している精神状態とは思えない。これは才覚の領域だ。
Wow, a superpower amongst
もう
mages.
言っていいかな。
ああ。
ところで前世さん、綺麗な髪の毛だね。手入れとか大変でしょ。
Don't you dare.
もしかしたら私はあの時点でもう負けていたのかもしれない。ユーベルには勝てるイメージが湧かない。相性が悪すぎる。
And her hair was her downfall. Oh!
みんな頭を使いすぎなんだよ。髪は
Oh, I love this girl. I love this girl. I love this girl. I love this girl.
地獄だよ。考えたくもない。
切ったらいいのに。
Then you should cut it.
話は大体分かったぜ。お前らはフリーレンがシュピーゲルを倒すまでの時間稼ぎをしているわけだ。
はい、そうです。
複製体なら俺たちも3体片付けた。
なら話は早いですね。それでは、あら、たった今前世さんの複製体が撃破されたようです。この魔力、仕留めたのはユーベル3級魔法使いですね。
意外な結果だな。
そうか、結構相性悪めだろ
う。魔法使い同士の戦いはじゃんけんのようなものですからね。ただし手数が無数にあり、極めて複雑で難解なじゃんけんです。
それで少しでも使える手数を増やしたいってわけか。いいぜ、複製体の足止め手伝ってやるよ。俺は他人を信じるような太刀じゃねえが、ケツを振っている勝ち馬を逃すほどバカじゃない。
現時点で確実に足止めしなければならない危険な複製体は2体。そのうちの1体、デンケンさんの複製体の場所は特定しました。
But fun.
あなた方はそちらをお願いします。もう1体のフェルンさんの複製体に関しては私に任せてください。あの子は特に魔力を消すのが上手みたいですから、さすがに見つけ出さないと奇襲で死者が出かねません。
本当に
That's why. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
一人の方が魔力探知に集中できます。
Oh my god, that's why she can't find it, because Fern hides her mana constantly. And so does the fucking replica. Yeah, because mages don't do that. Or at least can't do that for long. I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's epic.
ユーベル、これってさ、僕の見間違いじゃないよね。
だろうね。だってメガネくん動けないでしょ。
Hello.
私の複製体が復活して。
Well, that sucks. Can make more than one. Oh, what is this?
これってもしかしてシュピーゲルとやらを倒すまで続くのかな。消耗戦だ。楽しくなってきたね。
まったくだ。
もう引き際でしょこれ。
Also very interesting that the replica of the girl, of Yubel, chose to go for blank instead of anyone else, including herself. Yeah, that's the thing. We don't have the time to really show all these battles off, really. And they're obviously not going to focus on the ones we've already beaten, so... I don't know.
やっぱりやるしかない。魔力探知の隙だけじゃ殺しきれるほどのものにはならないね。
そうですね。もっと大きな隙があれば勝てるのですが。
勝てるんだね。なら隙を作ろう。
そんなことができるのですか？
私が隙を見せれば相手はもっと大きな隙を見せる。
それではフリーレン様が
防御に集中すれば致命傷にはならない。
ではその場合の作戦は？
任せるよ。フェルンが勝てると思っているのなら勝てる。
なぜそう言い切れるのですか？
だって私はフェルンのことを舐めているから。
それは良かったです。なら十分勝機はありますね。
My God. The animation on the magic is beautiful. Jesus! Oh, that shot of Frieren! And get smoked again. Damn, I think that replica even bled there. It's because Frieren could still stand from that. Shot. Crap. Oh, that's new. What the fuck? Oh crap, her staff. Her staff broke.
私は魔法として認識できていない。すごいです、フリーレン様。これが魔法の高みなんですね。でも、らしくないです。
This is when Frieren would get serious in a fight. Huh. Not quite sure what that was, but it's done now.
フェルン、あれを見せるほど追い詰められたのは80年ぶりかな。
That was finally taking it seriously. A bit of a trump card, I guess, whatever it was. That's a lot of loot.
それじゃあ、さっさと終わらせようか。
Yep. GG.
終わりました。
I didn't get to have my battle.
もう動けない。
ビアベル、おんぶしてくれ。
No.
お前らいつも倒れてんの？
Every time. That's a big chest.
ここが霊落の応募の最深部か。
君たちは霊落の応募を攻略した。一級魔法使いに十分匹敵する。歴史に名を残すほどの偉業だ。約束通り最深部にたどり着いた全員を第二次試験合格とする。
Open the chest, I'm curious.
それで一番の功労者はどこに行った？
Imagine if that was a giant mimic! They're all mimics! No! That's some bullshit.
まあ気持ちはわかるかな。
How could there be a mimic in the goddamn treasury?
それでは第二次試験を終了とする。
なんと回復魔法まで使えるのじゃ。どうじゃ？すごいじゃろ。
That's cool.
誰なのお前？
Okay, someone turned up. Bit of an ominous ending right there. Alright then, though. That was fun. I guess we have maybe one more trial left, and then that's that. We got our first class certification, and we can cross the border. But we still have one more regardless, right? Kinda curious, they did say... They didn't explain what happens if a first class mage would die. Right? Because Yubel's like second phase there, because she killed the first class mage. Does that mean that everyone else passes by default? Do they all get disqualified? I wonder what the ramifications of that would have been for everyone else. Whispering a lullaby for you to come back home. Yeah. Oh no, it's just like my question there is like, what would the you know, the difference have actually been had that happened? Oh well. So that concluded our second trial right here, and of course, 2 episodes to go of the season. Which I guess I will now just say season, because obviously this show is more than likely getting a second season of hopefully the similar length, you know. I know that 1 to 4 now was a bit of a special case, as it was treated as one kind of story, and then you move on from there. But, you know, 24 episodes, maybe 25, you know, reach around the basic 2 course length anime of the season and whatnot. But that was still really fun, you know, pretty battle-centric, that one, obviously, you know, it was all about the replicas and whatnot, and just clearing up the second phase of the trial, which was fun. I do like how we go, again, a little more into the visualization of certain spells and whatnot. Yubel's magic is rather unique compared to what we've seen in the show so far, to where it can be a little confusing on how it exactly works. Because, yeah, it seems like she has a very special kind of power, to where even though she has many magical barriers among her, or to where, you know, a mage can have very different magical barriers amongst their own weapons and, you know, abilities and whatnot, she can just cut through those defenses like it's nothing. As long as she can visually imagine cutting through things, it is, it's able to happen, and again, bypass the magical defenses, which is very interesting, you know. I do like how they described it as just cutting through some cloth with a, cutting through some cloth with scissors, you know, a very fun shot as well with baby Yubel, which is fun. But yeah, the whole gimmick about how, again, magic is very specifically all about visualization is, again, very cool. I do like that, you know, and it goes into the complexities of magic, how certain magic types just kind of outbeat others, you know. And again, another reason why Frieren and Flammy did probably love magic so much, because the act of visualization is all about, you know, creation, and it's all about, you know, creative freedom and whatnot, which would be another big reason why both of them would consider magic to be a right amongst everyone, regardless of race, regardless of, you know, status and wealth and whatnot. It's all about how creatively free you actually are as a person, and because of that, you know, it's why magic should be allowed, and also why people like Yubel can use such serious magic, because, you know, not everyone's the same. Not everyone uses magic in the same art, and not everyone has the same kind of perspective or comprehension as everyone else, and so certain spells and abilities are just very different and unique to certain people like that, which again is really really cool to see. But we did finish up our second trial right here, and also got a slight glimpse at whatever the hell happened at the end there, where where we got a little taste of what would happen if Frieren ever got serious. Obviously, we've never seen Frieren backed into a corner whatsoever in this series so far, because the main demons and, you know, threats in the world were all taken out prior to the series even beginning, and, you know, the remnants of that are just what we see nowadays. So we didn't get an explanation on what that actually was. Apparently it wasn't even detectable by magic, so maybe it wasn't a magical ability? Or just, you know, it just went into the idea that, you know, Frieren is that good at concealing her mana, for whatever reason she can conceal it while using this OP spell. Not quite sure there, you know, but we do like it. And I didn't realize it before they said it, which I'm a little ashamed of, but, yeah, they couldn't find the Fern replica because, again, it copies all of Fern's qualities, and only, as we got to remember, only Fern and only Frieren are the mages that actually conceal their own mana, you know, which everyone can detect, but barely anyone can, you know, hide mana for more than a couple of seconds. They're the only examples of doing it constantly, and as a result, so much harder to detect and find, which was pretty funny. I'm a little disappointed I didn't actually pick up on that prior to this, but still fun. But yeah, guys and gals, that was episode 26 of Frieren. This is it. The next set, we will probably finish up the third trial, get our certification, get Stark some action again, because poor guy has done nothing for a while now. And that will be it for Frieren for the foreseeable future. I've enjoyed this series a lot, and I'm really, as much as I'm going to be upset to lose this series, I'm very much looking forward to the one that's going to be replacing it as well. So it's rather bittersweet coming up to the finale of this, but I'm pretty confident now that Frieren will get a continuation. So there's always that to look forward to in the future. So guys, thanks for watching this set of Frieren with me, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time when we conclude the anime overall. So, I'll see you guys then.